man's championship. You have to earn it, defend it. Every night, every time you step in the ring, you have to prove you're worthy of being the X Division champion.
Nice single leg defense by TJ. He lowers his base. Josh tries to capture the head. TJ snakes out. It's gonna be some good stuff here, D'Lo.
For those of you who are very new to just pure wrestling, watch these two men. They will lower their body weight, they'll lower their gravity, they'll lower their center of mass, they will reverse, they'll counter, they'll reverse holds. They are just exciting, exciting wrestlers.
To understand the body, the anatomy, the kinesiology, the way it moves, the joints, the manipulation, look at what TJP is trying to do, and look at what Josh Alexander is not allowing TJ to do.
And that's a smart move right there by TJ. Get out of that ankle lock before Josh Alexander can lock that in.
So let's talk about the proverbial tail of the tape, or at least let's illustrate it with our words. How dare we? Josh Alexander uses the ankle lock. He's going to have a height, weight, and perhaps strength advantage. But TJP is so unique. He is ground-based. He is high-flying. He has that Inoki Dojo background. He has the X factor.
Yeah, he does. He is one who's really good at joint manipulation. He can contort your bodies in ways, he can contort his own bodies in ways you can't even comprehend.
But there's the difference right there, the size and strength, and look how TJ negates it quickly. Back to the speed. That's where TJ's gonna have the advantage, I think.
Look at this, right into an octopus hold. How did he do
no,
that?
Look how Josh clasps his hands. He's not allowing TJ to hyperextend, and TJ, so smart, switches the hold to an abdominal stretch, leg over, and Josh, nice reversal.
This is what I'm talking about. Look at this counter.
Nicely done into a trap head scissors, but Josh Alexander rolls through. Look out, TJP, a nice little Johnny Saint escape, and ladies and gentlemen, stand up and applaud.
This is wrestling. Look at what these two young men are doing out here.
Absolutely, I love it. There's the hashtag. Hashtag this is wrestling. Let's get it trending. Thank you so much. Done.
TJP trying to elevate the game up.
Oh, Josh was able to stop TJ's momentum there into a backbreaker. Smart by Josh to cut down TJP. It negates an offense that TJ has.
And here's the one thing that Josh does bring to this is the power. When he's able to just lower your body weight onto, for example, his knee, he just crushes you, takes the wind from your sails.
Josh Alexander clearly working on the ankle. Let's also not lose sight of the fact that he has the double underhook pile driver known as divine intervention. TJP uses a Mamba splash. It's off the top rope. Definitely going to try to soften up Josh Alexander's ribs, but I don't think he can do it from this position.
No, right here, this is advantage. There's no advantage either way. This is like a chess match here. This is hold, move, counter move.
There you go, separation of hands, but you saw Alexander nicely trying to stay 2-on-1. Two of my hands or feet, two of my body parts on one of yours.
And see, like I said, neither man has a distinct advantage right now. They're just jockeying for position. You look at TJ, weaving the foot in there to try to get leverage.
Shoulders are down. I was going to mention, Josh is a wrestler, but he's given up his back quite a bit here.
But I don't think he's really concerned because he's got TJ's ankles there. He's got the hands grasped. Like, I'm thinking he's just, once again, playing chess right now.
Shoulders are down again. Barrel roll through surfboard.
Look at this.
Josh Alexander using a page out of TJP's book.
But you know, Josh Alexander's got to hook those toes up around TJ's shoulders to really put the torque in, and TJ's already busted open.
Here we go now, the rocking back and forth, the pressure on the lower back. We talked about trying to cut TJ down. Look at the strength of TJ's legs, and how smart is Josh to switch the hold. Back to the ankle lock there.
TJ's in the center. TJ's trying to counter through.
Yeah, TJ rolls to his back to alleviate the pressure, and now TJ, he's stacked, his shoulders are down. Separation there. Good job by our referee. You can see the daylight. Look at that. We talked about Inoki. Remember Backlund and Inoki?
Look at the power right there.
That, though. Josh Alexander made a classic moment his own. And to me, that is what separates Josh Alexander from the world.
My goodness.
Is that a triangle? What does he have?
TJ is such a counter-hold wrestler.
Cannot hyperextend the arm of big, strong Josh Alexander.
He's got to extend it. He's got to extend it.
All he has to do is point his palm straight over, and he's going to get the submission. But this is for the X Division title, and Josh Alexander will not go gently into that good night.
Wow, that was a slingshot. I don't even know what to call that.
Josh Alexander may have a torn bicep, if nothing more, a serious strain, but adrenaline, as I've said many times, it's a great motivator. Josh Alexander, TJP, kicking off Impact here. We thank you so much for joining us. And D'Lo, if you missed it, next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, BTI comes your way. It's a nice little appetizer to the many entrees of Impact.
It's definitely a way to get your night started, get a little early start on professional wrestling, and get your night started on Impact.
Drop top out of the way there by TJP, realizing his shoulders were on the mat, and just like that, Josh Alexander has slowed everything down. The middle of the ring is where the action lives, and look at that.
Look at the shoulders. The shoulders are not meant to move that way, to be manipulated, to be bent in that way.
So TJP breathing, looking for reprieve somewhere. Never count TJP out. He's a master manipulator of the body, and just like that, TJP back on the offense.
TJP is quick as a whip. He can get from offense to defense and transition in a heartbeat.
TJP remains in control. Has the back, manipulating the shoulder blades here. If Josh Alexander falls to his back, TJ's in a bad way. But Josh Alexander could separate his shoulder if he does that.
Yeah, you see, well, there he's going to his back. There it is.
Eased on down, and just like that, TJP, he takes what his opponent gives him and uses it against them. It reminds me of like a Floyd Mayweather or a Roy Jones Jr.
You know, back to the ankle lock, roll through.
TJ has that scouted, well played onto the floor. Now keep your eye on TJP. How much damage has been done? We're about to find out.
You see, that's the other element that TJP brings in. He can go high flyer, he can go X Division.
Absolutely, TJP can just simply go. None better, in my opinion, right now. I know it's a bold statement, but hey, challenge me, prove me wrong.
TJ up to the top.
Cross body.
No
Josh
cover
Alexander
there.
just right out the momentum. Josh understands what is at stake here. Josh's mouth is wide open. Perhaps the challenger is fading. Perhaps it's the conditioning that will come into play. Tornado step up DDT. Josh Alexander, shoulders down. TJ cover. No!
Give Josh Alexander credit. That was a hell of a tornado DDT. Dropped him right on his head and still was able to kick out on two.
Folks, this is just our first match. How about that?
I'm super excited, and we're not. We can start the program.
Here he goes. TJ gonna hit the Mamba Splash. If he does, no. He saw Josh get out of the way. TJ rolled through, slightly disoriented, back through, onto the apron, went to hit to the gut. Josh saw it, kicked TJ, and that may have caught the champion. Back is exposed. Alexander takes advantage.
Wow. These two men are putting it all on the line for the X Division Championship. All on the line.
Josh Alexander knows he has to get the champion back into the ring. Title cannot change hands on a countout. So Josh smart, he rolled TJ into the center, but Josh went around onto the turnbuckle. Is that gonna backfire? Yes! Josh went to an area that we don't see a lot from. He kind of went for the long ball when he's kind of a short running game kind of team, for lack of a better example.
Yeah, that was, he was going in the high red district. That's not the place he usually goes, and it backfired on him. Now this match is dead even right now.
And what about those that'll say that you have to take the risk? You have to go outside your comfort zone to achieve greatness. We're gonna find out how the strategy plays out. Each wrestler has till 10 to get to his feet. You can see referee Brandon Toll has started his count. The champion is up, and just like that, he is down. Ankle lock submission here. Is the title slipping out of the hands of TJP? Ooh!
TJP can contort his body, like I told you, in many different ways. He's able to get out of that ankle lock. He's going for the detonation kick.
Double underhook here. Is that divine intervention? Not just yet, but let us keep on living the good life, because you never know when it's coming.
TJ's going to the top, just for the Mamba Splash.
X Division title. Josh Alexander laying in wait, and the #1 contender may have knocked out the champion as he sits atop the turnbuckle. This is Josh Alexander's moment.
Now can Josh Alexander capitalize on this? TJ is hurting.
A divine intervention from up there would surely seal the deal for Josh Alexander. TJ knows it. Look at the strength of this young man. What a storied career for TJP. Able to send the challenger down.
Oh my goodness. TJ, get up. TJ gets up. Here it is. It looks like it. Mamba Splash. No!
Knees up.
Ankle lock.
Ankle lock.
And TJP is dead center of the ring. No! No, he can't get to the ropes. It's locked in. Josh Alexander's locked him in.
Isn't enough. Will TJP say I quit for everything this young man has been through? Started training at 13 years old, but here he is now. X Division title is just that far away for Josh Alexander.
Oof. Oof. Divine intervention? No!
TJ out, slip through.
Look, Octopus hold again. TJ's gonna get him. I don't think Josh Allen will quit. This is for the X Division Championship. Josh is not gonna give up. He's fought too hard to get here.
Slowly, Josh Alexander rolls his way out, takes the single, back to what brought him here. It was the first move he went for when the match started. Hard slap from TJ, went for the kick, another one. TJP swims through, caught him.
My goodness, both men exhausted, both men in pain.
And that's what it's all about, to walk back to that locker room, that lonely road of faith, and call yourself a champion. Alexander passes by, went for another running boot. TJ onto the shoulders.
Detonation kick, detonation kick. TJ's going up top. This has got to be the Mamba now. Up, Mamba splash, that's
He
it.
hit it, 2, an amazing match.
Here is your winner and still X Division Champion, TJP.
D'Lo Brown, let us catch our breaths, but let us not miss the fact that we have witnessed an amazing match between two amazing athletes.